Hey guys, so today I'm going to do kind of my basic boy drag look. Super simple. This is kind of like regular girl makeup. Anyway, I'm just gonna go in and start going for it. It's gonna be full face. I already have my eyebrows on, so I don't have to worry about that mess. So first I'm gonna start with my 112 Maybelline Fit whatever blah 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 foundation, and I am just gonna apply that everywhere. Not as thick as like I would in drag because we don't need to. Just like a regular person makeup because I'm a regular person sometimes. Anyway, I will be contouring in this video, obviously, but it will go in depth a little bit more than my full drag transformation video did because I didn't record that part. Because we're all human and mess up. Magic. Anyway, I don't know why I'm doing it right now because it's midnight. So my day look is going to be put on and then put off. Put off? Wow. Words. What is grammar? Anyway, so we're just taking the foundation and just applying it everywhere. Just a light layer. We don't need a lot. Covering any blemishes, which I usually don't have very many. So I do just always try to focus the majority of my product under my eyes, on my forehead, down my nose, just kind of my T-zone. Just because that's where everybody has the most problems. So, anyway, and you do notice I am putting it on my eye as well. Sorry about being so far away, but y'all know my quality issue with my videos. I ain't no professional. Okay. So, boom. Foundation. Done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my translucent powder. And I'm going to use a little bit of that in a big fluffy brush. And I'm going to set my highlight areas. Only my highlight areas. So I'm not using a lot of product. And I'm just going to press that on in my highlight areas. How many times can I say that in this short amount of time? Okay, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to start contouring with my setting powders. So, I'm adding a little bit there. That's a lot of powder. Again, in the center of my forehead. This has a little bit of a shimmer to it. So, it does actually do the job of a highlighter. But it is just a setting powder. It's an illuminating setting powder, so it's not like a mattifying powder or anything. Anyway, now that I have the centers of my face highlighted a little bit, I'm going to go in with a dark powder. It's by CoverGirl. It's just a darker setting powder. It actually was a mistake of mine, but I have learned to use it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it where my contour is and on basically everywhere I didn't just highlight. So my cheeks, because we're wanting to really draw attention to the height of our cheekbones, and then also up in our temple area. Now this is a very, very subtle thing. You could just do this as a contour highlight, because some days this is all I do, and it's a very light, but it still gives the effect of a contour and a highlight. Okay, now that we have that done, what I'm going to do is I am going to take my powder puff, and I'm going to take a little bit of just white powder, and I'm going to put that on very lightly because I'm, maybe it's because I'm a drag queen, but I love to bake my highlight in because I feel like, I don't know. Because maybe it's because I'm a drag queen and this is just what I do when I do my face for drag, but I always just bake the highlight in. And baking as in it's sitting on the foundation and actually lighting the foundation underneath. So, I just like to have that set there and do its business. Okay, so here's the part that I did not get shown on my other video. I'm taking a paintbrush, well, it's actually a foundation brush, and I'm taking a darker foundation, which is 125, by Maybelline, and I'm gonna try not to, spill the whole container on my hand, because I use a lot more in drag, obviously. Anyway, so I get some on my hand, and then I just work it into the brush. Now, what I do, put my hair in my way, you can already see where I'm already going to go. I go from the top of the ear, and I bring it down. And I bring this all the way to my lip because this is it's going to be blended very well. So, do that on the other side. Try not to get all the product in your hair like I just did because I'm so smart. So I'm just going to bring that down. And now this look is something that I can do in 10 minutes if I'm really rushing. That's if I do like a one color eye and like no liner. And anyway, if I'm not explaining it to somebody. So I'm also going through and I'm contouring my jawbone. And then I'm just going to go through and darken up my temples. Same places that I contoured with my powder the first time. Anyway, now, since I'm not doing a drag look with that amount of drama, excuse me, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to brush my highlight off now because I do not want it to be white. I just want it lighter. So the longer you let it set, the lighter it gets. So now you can see that it's pretty light. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my this is a brush, guys, didn't you know? And I'm going to blend all of my liquid contour out. And I always blend up when it comes to the cheek contour. Don't pull down, always pull up. And we're just going to blend that. And then with this, again, pull back. You're wanting to just very natural, it's a very natural contour, honestly. Now, you can contour with just powder. You can contour with just liquid like I've done. Or, as I'm actually going to do in this look, you can use both. I like to go through and solidify. So right now, whoa, with lighting, lighting. Let me see. You can see I have a contour and such. This is horrid lighting. Anyway, so what I'm going to do now, it doesn't look like craziness, Crazyville, in actual daylight. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through and I'm going to touch the depth of my contour with my contour powder. And so I'm going to take my angled brush and just get very little, and I'm just going to place it at the deepest point of my contour, which is the very back. And I'm not going to bring much of it down. Same thing at my jawbone here, just because that's the deepest part. And then my temple very lightly. So it darkens and sort of adds more dimension to the contour without looking super crazy. I find powder is when you contour with powder, which is what I used to always do, you have to blend a lot to get it to look soft. Whereas liquid blends in with liquid. So when I use liquid foundation, the liquid contour blends in with the foundation. It's kind of common sense, but I over-explain everything. Anyway, now I'm going to hunt for the brush I need because this is all sorts of a mess down here. Anyway, there, right in front of my face. So next we're going to take, and we're just going to touch, when I contour my nose, I personally only contour for the day. I only contour the top of the bridge of the nose because that's where I have my self-consciousness about that. I like to bring that in just a little bit. And so I like to add just a touch of my contour color, blend it out with my finger because I don't want it to be too crazy because this is a day look. Okay, now we're basically done with the face. We will go in and blush. And I am going to be using my orange toned blush because I'm not going for a blushed look. I'm going for a more, kind of using it to help with my contour a little bit. So nothing too crazy. So I'm just going to really basically use what's left over on the brush and just touch the backs of my contour and just again in the forehead. Just because I like this look. And again, in the forehead. I actually didn't add any product to the brush. I used what was left in the cap from last time I used it, so very little. And then we will go in and highlight. Highlight. so many things, when all the tops of all your product look the same, it's hard to find them. Anyway, and so we are not going to do a crazy highlight like in drag. We are just going to highlight the very tops of our cheekbones, which for me, you can see the most of my contour is here, which is adding most emphasis here to my cheekbone. So I'm going to take my powder, and that's where I'm going to place it. It's just towards the back. And I also bring it up under my eye. I like to kind of create a C, if that makes sense, bringing it all the way back to the hairline. So for me, this is a highlight. Okay, now the other side. Now, I like to bring that highlight under my brow, one, because sometimes I don't actually use, like, a color to highlight my brow, and so that light shimmer is enough. Get a little bit more. Okay. And now what I like about the Radiance that I use is it's kind of a skin tone, so it does cut down the fact that this section is so white. It's so much lighter because I baked. Okay, and so that's basically my highlight, contour, blush daily routine. Super easy. You can do it super quick. I can beat this face so fast when it comes to, like, just a quick gig. Now, if I were to just be running out the door, what I would do is I would take, like, a pink glitter or, like, a pink pigment or something very light or, like, my gold pigment. I would put that quickly over my lid. I wouldn't do any sort of crease work. I wouldn't do any liner. I put on a nice little mascara. Be out the door. You have your contour, you have your highlight, and a basic eye. Super easy. And then throw on some gloss. You're good to go. You're good to go, honey. It's all it takes to finish up a quick look. I personally love to have a highlight and contour consistently. But anyway, make sure you guys check me out on my Instagram. I'll put that down here. I know these are kind of crazy and random, but I'm trying to crank out a couple videos so that people who are actually checking out my YouTube page have something to watch, and it's just not like one video, 2 videos. So, I will be finishing this look in my next video, which I'm going to shoot in like 2 seconds, and I'm going to sort of go into a in-depth eye and lip and kind of finishing up this look. So, anyway, yeah, let me see if my hair doesn't look like crap, so I can, So, once your hair's down, you look like a normal person. Yes, normality. Anyway, I will, whoa, nope, pull my down. I will see you guys in my next video, and like I said, hopefully you like it. Bye.